Hey guys, welcome to episode 6. It's about spinal injuries and gross, like scoliosis and whatnot. So today's episode is all going to be about my trip to the hospital. Hey guys, just to start off the video, I'll let you know just a few things that have happened. Thursday I went into the hospital and I went in there thinking that I had a compression fracture, which I was diagnosed with a few weeks ago. A compression fracture is something that I'm going to get into later. Anyway, I went in there. My doctor was actually from Switzerland, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, he told me that I don't have a compression fracture, which I was really happy about, because a compression fracture could be really bad, and it means I'd have to watch everything I have to do until it repairs itself, which I was over the moon about. So, but you know, there was bad news about it, which I'm about to tell you. What exactly happened was that he put up my scans on the screen and whatnot, and he showed me what they were, and he said what has actually happened is that because of my posture around my bag down to my bum, I've actually changed the growth of my spine. So one of my vertebrae has actually come down like a wedge. You see these things and they look sort of like a pie, like half of a pie. You know how a pie goes up and then it goes down and then it's got like a little ledge. And that's basically, well, that's essentially what's happened. It's because of how I used to sit, I didn't sit straight up, I used to sit like that, like that, and you know, if I do it now, it's not too bad because I've finished growing, which sucks. I didn't even make it to 6 foot. But if I didn't do it then I'd be alright now. But because I did all those things and I didn't want to listen to my mum or anything like that, I've got to pay the price now. But luckily it's not too bad because, you know, I hardly ever used to wear my bag on my back, so that's pretty good. And sitting down, that's probably where it mostly came from, was sitting down. The best thing to do is just sit up straight, guys. Trust me, you don't want to be having like a demented spine or anything like that. But yeah. Another thing I was diagnosed with is something called scoliosis. Scoliosis is a symptom where if you see the spine straight on, it will be straight, yeah? Yeah, basically what's happened to mine is scoliosis. What scoliosis is just a curvature in the spine. And that's mostly found in teenagers and gymnasts because of all the spine movement and whatnot. It can also be hereditary, which has happened to me. I've inherited it from my mum, which really sucks. But, you know, that's no fault. But yeah, it really does suck. But because of how minor all these growths are, there's nothing to really be worried about. I asked if I should have surgery. He said if I really wanted to make a big thing about it, I could do something about it. But he said, look, it's just not worth it. I'm not limited to anything. I can still do everything. I can lift weights. I can obviously carry a lot of weight, which I'm really happy about. It's really a good thing. But, you know, I've got to live with that. I mean, if I do want to have it fixed in the future, I can, but I probably won't ever worry about it. I just got to find out if the army would accept me if I have a curvature in my spine. Compression fractures. Compression fracture is basically where if you bend too far forward, like, for an example, if you bend over like that and you go a little bit too far, what can actually happen is that can apply too much pressure on your vertebrae, and that can actually like fracture it, and then you get sort of like this trench that goes through, and then you got the pie shape that I was talking about earlier. So those are a few of the signs. A few of the symptoms of these things is lower back pain. I don't know why it affects your lower, but yeah. Oh, another thing, because I have the growth deformity in my vertebrae, my entire spine has actually curved because of it. Because it's curved up here, it's also curved down here. So I'm basically, it's hard to explain. It's basically like that. That's probably the easiest way I can explain something like this. But, you know, it's all good. I'm still able to do everything, but yeah. The only tips I can sort of give you to sort of avoid these things is to wear your bag at the top of your back. Trust me, that saves you a whole lot of trouble. It feels a lot better too. Forget about the styles. I mean, styles nowadays, wearing your bag up high is actually a really good thing. It's actually part of the style of people nowadays, which is alright, I suppose. But yeah, that's probably something that you can do. Also, have a very good posture. I don't know how to spell it. I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's posture, which is basically the way how you sit. If you sit up straight, you can also move your back. You can, sit differently, but it's best to sit up straight. And look, I had a very hard time. Well, I didn't really want to listen to my mum or anybody else around me about the way I wore my bag and all that kind of stuff. I didn't want to listen at all, which, I probably should have. I regret doing it now, but, hey, I'm lucky. That's not bad, but the only thing I can do is help you guys, and I hope you guys take my advice. If I listened, then I'd be alright now, but scoliosis, that's something that nobody can really help. It's not explained why it happens, it just happens. It just is something, like even the wedge shape thing like that, that's not actually proven to my posture or the way my bag sits, but they said that most patients that have that actually are related to those kind of things. So I'm just blaming it on that, my stupidity. It really sucks. But if you guys, also, one of the symptoms for scoliosis is where you can sort of see where you see how I sit and how one of my shoulders goes down like that. That's because of scoliosis. You also get it because you'll see that your side goes in one side more, and you sort of sit retarded. That's basically the main. You can actually see it properly, and the easiest way to do it is ask your mum and then or your parent, whoever. Just bend over, and it's actually physically, or a person can actually physically see it. That's how easy scoliosis is to spot. Now, one of the treatments for that is having pins put in certain parts of your spine where it's actually curved, and they put 2 metal rods through them, and then they bend the rods, and then they lock them in place, and that's how you basically straighten up your spine. That's just probably one of the easiest things. It also happens in motorbike crashes and all sort of accidents. Compression fractures, they're not just because of the way how you sit. They can happen from coughing, sneezing, car crashes, motorbike crashes, any sort of accident. Even falling over can cause it as well. There's so many things that can cause these sort of formalities, or whatever you want to say. Righto guys, that's all I got time for today. If you want to know any more about that, you can either leave it in the comments and I'll comment back to it, or you can inbox me. Another thing, comment down below what you'd like me to, or inbox me what you guys would like me to video about. Like and subscribe as well, and share my videos around. Tell your friends, your mum, your dad, your cousin, your cousin's dog, I don't care. Just share the video around, it'd be heaps cool, it'd be heaps good to get more views. I haven't really been getting that many views lately, mainly because I sort of stuffed up in some dates. These videos were meant to be up last week, which really sucks. But yeah guys, alright, just help out, be a big help, thank you.